Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Tim. Welcome back to the podcast. And today we got one that I've been really looking forward to. We got kind of a energetic, kind of crazy man, but is doing great things. And he's helping people with their marketing, small businesses, with their marketing and web design and branding and all that stuff. And I'm big into marketing and branding, so I want to pick your brain today. But you also have a crazy family life too, and I want to dive into that as well. So Avery Northwood, Northwood Digital Services. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thank you, Tim. It's actually great to be on here. I've never done a podcast, so this will be entertaining.
Well, I hope I live up to your expectation of what a good podcast is.
Well, you've got that voice, don't you? So that's fantastic already.
It's the headphones. You can change your voice like that. So, yeah. Lots of things going on in your life right now. We're part of a networking group, a couple networking groups, which has really helped me expand, my brand and who I am and stuff like that. But before we get to the business side, give everybody just a little bit of background as to, who you are, where you came from, what got you into the marketing field.
Yeah, Bel Air native, born and raised. My dad and mom are in ministry at Church Reconciliation. It was in Bel Air and now it's in Forest Hill. So I grew up with a lot of siblings, grew up in the area, really loved Bel Air. Got a lot of friends in small businesses, friends and family in small businesses, blue collar businesses, service businesses. And so when I got out of college with a degree in design, specifically branding and graphic design, I started to apply those skills to friends and families' businesses. Once you do good branding and a logo for a business, then I got to have somewhere to put it. So then it's onto business cards, websites, and things like that. So we jumped into that, and then it was off to the races. Now we're doing marketing and SEO, whatever. We really want to serve small and local businesses, help them where maybe they don't have the funding and the ability to reach a big marketing budget or to hire an in-house marketing person. When we kind of come alongside them, help them get off the ground and get rolling.
Yeah. Very attractive website. Looked you up, did some research for this interview today. What do you think is probably the biggest area where people are missing out on when it comes to their business and branding, marketing, and all that?
That's a great question. I'd split it into two places. One, on the marketing side, because everybody wants to go straight to marketing. Like, what can I do to get more leads, more business? There's a lot of basics that you can cover. You can, on the social media side, post regularly. You'll get better at it. You'll do it. But even when you're up to a higher scale, you think, people with a larger budget hire people to do their social media. And the fact of the matter is, you'll do your social media better than anybody for a long time, until your budget's big enough. So I would suggest to people, just practice posting. Post regularly, put your face out there. Don't be afraid to let your friends and family see you making effort for what you're doing, what you believe in. A lot of people get held up going, I don't want to be on the screen, whatever. Just get out there and do it. And then on Google, if you're trying to rank on Google, get business through there, just do the work. That you can use your Google business profile and all kinds of tools that are free resources. They just require some consistency and effort. That's on the marketing side. I just tell people, just get out there and do it. Eventually, you'll get good at it, and then you'll know how to hire somebody to do it for you. And that's if you're starting small. On the other side of things, the things I like to talk to people about is branding, and not what you'd think where I'm like, you need a good logo. It's got to be, a shark eating a dragon. You've got to have that logo. I'm telling people the logo matters, but not very much. There are plenty of businesses that don't even need a logo. What I mean by branding is if you sit down and you think about who you're talking to, who you want to talk to, you can get it down to a really narrow focus of the language and the voice your brand uses, so that when you post on Google or post on Facebook or make a video on TikTok, whether you make a flyer or a brochure, it's all the same voice, the same colors, but the same tone as well. You're speaking directly to the person you want to speak to. So we do sit-down branding workshops with people where all we're doing is helping them tell the story of their business, starting with the customer or the client as the hero and them as the guide. So they come in alongside the client and say, I see your pain point. We've dealt with it before, and we can help you do that. So just helping people develop that brand.
Yeah, I often think, like in real estate, because there's so many different facets of real estate that we do, would it be more important for me just to niche down into a certain demographic, or do I, vary my different reaches, the different messages that I send out based on the different areas that I focus on? Like there's estate work, there's first time home buyers, there's divorce, there's, should I be just zoning in on one, or is it and putting it all out there on multiple different channels?
The answer to that one is painful, because I struggle with it as well, where it's like, okay, I could just serve all small businesses and that's great. But what you'll find is you can get exponentially better at serving one niche at a time, focusing on that one. And maybe you'll find it's not the niche for you. Maybe you'll go, okay, I need to move to a different one because I'm better at serving divorcees or first-time home buyers. What you can do is find what your skill set is and where you relate the best to your customers, and then focus on them. And when you focus, you'll find that you grow faster in that one vertical than you would in 5 or 10, spreading it out. And you can reinvest in the ones that work and set aside the ones that don't. I think the most successful people we see in most industries have found that.
Yeah.
And they've dialed in on that one avatar.
That's interesting. Yeah.
It's painful though. You got to let some things go.
You got to let some things go, or maybe it's one of those things where, like, we have a team of 5, so maybe this agent is really focused on this niche, and this agent's focused on that one. So everybody plays to their strengths and kind of helps everybody in a whole as well. I don't know. What do you think?
If you've got a team, then I would suggest that. But in that sense, it's not so much just the business picking a target and a focus. It's each individual picking a target and a focus, and that strengthens the whole team.
Yeah.
So if you've got a team with a range of skills, then each one can focus in on their skills. You may have a slightly different brand approach to each single individual, because brand strategy isn't, again, all about what the business looks like from the outside. It's how people perceive your business. And if they're coming from one area and you have an agent that focuses on that area, then a workshop like that, or even working through that process, leaves you with a strong core document that you can build off of.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, brand is about being everywhere. Brand is about, when somebody thinks real estate or somebody thinks digital marketing, you should be in that top 2 spots. That's all about brand. But the hard part is measuring the effectiveness of what you're doing with your branding. Is there a way to measure it? Or how do you find if you're making success with your brand? That's a tough one.
No, it's good. So with brand, you're talking brand awareness, and that is, again, splashing a name everywhere you can in all the right places, making more people aware of your brand. But the measuring of the brand success, I believe, is it's an interaction with people. So branding is the feeling and the understanding people get about your business. So if they feel Tim always understands, he's always there to answer the phone, or he always comes alongside us, makes us feel comfortable. Maybe they're first-time home buyers and they have no idea what they're doing. Tim always made us feel like he was, a brother or a brother-in-law that was taking care of us like family. So your brand could be any of those things. Your success is measured in, when I convey my brand, is that what people are feeling? So the exit interview with a customer, or the follow-up interview, hey, what did you think? How did you feel? What was your experience like? When they start to describe your brand with the same terms that you describe your brand as, that's when you'll know you're succeeding.
Good answer. That's awesome. You did mention that you consult with small businesses. What specific services are you providing for business owners in the marketing and branding areas?
Well, we got our start on branding, logo design, and then brand consulting. But now we do mostly, I'd say our core services surround websites, Google presence, and SEO. So SEO being search engine optimization. It's been around for a while, but it's kind of like how in the old, the Yellow Pages, the phone book, you want to appear higher. And so people would change their business name to be, AAA something.
Triple A, right.
Yeah. Well, the version of that with Google is when somebody searches for the service you provide. So if that's first-time home buyers looking for an agent, then you want to appear in the top of Google's list. Google's really geographic. So they're looking for geo-relevance. They're looking for somebody who's in the area to serve that person. And they're basing that on content on the person's website? Is there enough content saying we serve that person in that area?
Okay.
And they're basing it on relevance. Are the right keywords and phrases in there saying, yes, first-time home buyer assistance, real estate, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then they're also basing that on, basically public feedback. So that's the Google reviews, the traffic and traction your website gets.
Yeah.
So if people are going into your website and going, that's not relevant to me, and leaving, then Google reads all that and says, okay, this person isn't a good fit. So with SEO, that's what we do a lot of for small businesses. And it's an expensive thing for a lot of people to start. I mean, I talk to people all the time that are $3,000 plus a month just working on SEO to build out that awareness.
Is that with like Google AdWords or?
No, that would be them getting into ads.
Okay.
And that's spending money directly with Google to pay for ads to be at the top of the advertising section. SEO is all about your organic rankings and your Google map pack. You know where it's got the map and it's got the 3 little businesses with the stars?
Yep.
You rank higher there if you do good SEO, and you rank underneath in all those lists, page after page of websites. If you do good SEO, you should be number 1, number 2. But I like to say, with SEO, it's kind of fun. We say, what's the best place to hide a dead body?
On the second page of the Google search.
Page of Google. Yeah.
I was just thinking that. It's like, who ever goes to page 2 when they Google for something?
Nobody. And it's gotten worse because now you've got sponsored above you and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We help small businesses get on the first page of Google. All over the place. So you could be on the first page in Bel Air, but you're not anywhere in Churchville, down out into Cecil County or down into Baltimore County. So we help people take that little section of the map and make it a lot bigger. So
yeah. And now with AI coming into the picture, it's like going a step above Google. Like how are you seeing AI change the landscape?
Yeah.
How are you seeing AI change the landscape of what marketing and branding is for businesses?
Well, I could blow everybody's mind and just say, oh, it's not at all, but that's not true. No,
yeah, right. I mean, it's just evolving so gosh darn fast.
And everybody's thinking about it for everything. AI is changing the landscape. So AI has brought on the ability for a lot of people to spam listings on Google with a ton of false information. Companies with larger budgets saying, hey, we serve these areas, and putting out content for those areas that they don't serve. So Google has responded by kind of cracking down on that. They've been pretty aggressive. They've enabled their own AI systems or automated systems to go back and penalize false information. So it has required more care and more effort for businesses to appear online. We've seen a lot of people lose their Google business profiles in the last year because, again, Google has handed it over to an AI-based system, I believe. And so we're seeing people lose their profiles for not updating them enough, for changing too much information too fast. Google's just trying to fight that influx of bots. But on the good side, AI has also allowed us to better target and better produce content that is relevant faster, so that smaller businesses who couldn't before afford a full SEO company can afford automations and services that make it easier for them to do what they do without having to pay a full SEO team. So we're a small team. We're 3 to 5 people, and we're servicing mom and pop shops even. We're saying, okay, you can't reach SEO as it was, but through automation, systems, processes, and AI, we can produce a lot of content for you to get you ranking. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, one thing I think we were talking about in a networking meeting that made me think about the content that we're putting out is being able to transcribe a podcast and create like a blog post based on what we've just, take this episode, and put it into AI and have them, it's our content, it's our words of what we're saying, but it within seconds can create a blog post using keywords that you were talking about that would help maybe drive us up in our SEO performance.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. AI is being used by Google to crawl internet and understand better what it is people are doing and what they're talking about. And right now, most of that's still text-based. They can crawl a site and they're going to read the content on that site, and then they're going to share that with people it's relevant to. So if you take a podcast like this, if you take anything that's video-based, convert it into text, make a blog post, that just allows those bots to crawl it. So again, you're getting more awareness, more reach, and more traffic, I guess, through whatever source you're trying to drive it.
Is there any kind of strategy where ChatGPT or other AI type platforms that you can get that interest from ChatGPT to focus on what you're putting out there? Is there a strategy to that?
It's interesting. Everybody was a little intimidated as AI started to come out, and now I believe the numbers are over 30% that people are using and utilizing GPT, Copilot, Gemini, and other AI, even on Google's AI, to find local businesses or local services that they're looking for. So again, text is king there. So the more text you have content-wise, the better. But we found that AI works best if you treat it like a 10-year-old and you explain everything in your content like you're explaining to a 10-year-old. No offense to 10-year-olds, but they like it simple. They don't want it to be too long. They like questions and clear answers. AI is the same way. So we're getting our customers, our marketing clients, to rank up in AI. So when somebody says, hey, I'm looking for a local tree removal business, then AI, GPT or whatever is putting them in that list saying, here's a few reputable ones. And they're number one again and again.
Interesting.
We write simple content. We break it into bite-sized pieces, and we do a lot of question and answer. AI loves that because they like to be able to take that answer and feed it to people.
Wow. What do you think separates what you're doing at Northwood Digital Services from other, without trashing anybody, of course, but what do you feel is like your bread and butter, your strength that separates you from your competition?
That's a good question. I would say integrity is hard to find in marketing, especially online digital marketing, because you could hire, we get emails all day long into our inbox saying, hey, we could do this, we're offshore, we're cheap, we're fast, we're whatever. And even unfortunately, some regional marketing companies, they overpromise and underdeliver. I have said no to as many people as I've said yes to this year when it comes to marketing, because again, I got my start. And we got our start working with small businesses, family, friends, neighbors. And that's still largely our market. It's Harford County into Baltimore County and Cecil County. Burning our reputation here would be detrimental. We're not building online. We're not building nationally. We want to serve people that we can hopefully even meet face to face, shake their hand, talk to them, and get a coffee. So the beauty of that is we will tell you whether something we have is a good fit for you or not. We'll have a consultation where we're going, now, does SEO work for you, or is it going to be a waste of money? It doesn't work for every industry. It doesn't work for every business model. And we'll also help you understand better if it's not a good fit because you don't have the systems in place to receive extra leads. If you're going, I need more leads, but you don't have the time to answer the phone, then I would tell you up front, look, I think you should probably get your systems down first so that you don't waste money with us. I don't sleep very well at night if I know somebody's spending a lot of money with me or even a little money with me, but they're not getting what they need. So I'll give somebody a call and say, hey, I think you should go this direction or that direction, even if it means less revenue for us.
Sure. So you're working with small businesses a lot, and certainly there's a tight purse when it comes to, allotting where you spend your money. What's going to give me the biggest return on investment. What do you say to people that have the objection of, I just don't know if I can afford this?
That's a good question. Well, typically we're the one telling them they can't afford it.
Okay.
We'll start out and say, it's going to take this much work. It's going to cost this much money. We have a really cool tool when it comes to marketing, which will estimate the count of the leads they're going to get. We help them calculate the value of the lead, the lifetime value of the lead, because sometimes people go, well, a lead to me is worth $500. And I'll say, okay, well, how long do you keep your customers? And they'll say, well, yeah, I keep them for 5 to 10 years or whatever it is. So we're like, okay, we multiply that value out over time. So then we're calculating how much the lead is worth to you, how many we anticipate you getting, and then we set a timeline for how long it will take to get there, so that people can understand right up front, where will my budget hit and how will I know when it's working and when it's not. That typically shows people really quickly whether the value is there for them to invest in that service or not, whether it's SEO, ads, social media posting, Google business updates, whatever it is.
Are there specific tools that allow you, or programs that maybe you could share, that do help you measure how successful you are being with your marketing and branding efforts?
Yeah, there are a tool that people find really useful. It's a visual tool that we use. And I know there are alternatives out there that are not agency focused so that people can afford them. But they're Google Business Profile heat maps. And they will show you a visual map of where you are ranking and where you're not ranking in your area.
Yeah.
So if you're in Harford County, you can see I'm killing it in Bel Air. But by the time you get out towards Haverty Grace, I'm not on the map at all. I think that's really useful for people to get a visual of where they are and are not showing up.
Yeah, definitely. And that's something that you can provide for people when they first sit down with you with a consultation.
Yeah, we love to do it for free for anybody,
Yeah.
whether they sit down for a consultation or just send us an email and say, can you give me a reading on where my business is? One, because it's really fun to watch people's reactions and have a conversation afterwards following up. Some are surprised, some are doing fantastic. But I kind of enjoy those interactions.
I would love to get that information. I might need to connect with you. I want to see what, because we do a lot, online and social media and video and podcasts and all different avenues. And I would really just it would be interesting to see if what we're doing is working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's all it takes. We'll do it for you. We'll get you that.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
Maybe we'll frame it in a gold frame and provide it to you. Wow. Yeah.
It's like a Grammy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like an award.
So outside of business, you're living a wild life. You're a wild man. You have 6 kids ranging from 7 to 3 months.
I do?
Nobody told you?
No. This is kind of like Dr. Phil.
The results are in. Maury, Avery, you are the father.
Of 6 kids, yeah.
6 kids.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we do. We have 6.
And let's put this in perspective. You're 30 years old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So 6 kids. Holy moly.
Yeah, we're having. I mean, we take it how you want. We're having a good time. My wife Liz is amazing. We met in high school. We got married at 21. We knew we wanted to have a big family, and we got started right away. We were kind of surprised. We found out we were having our first when I guess we were both still 21. So it wasn't too long after we got married. And then we've got some, we've got Irish twins in the mix. So it's a lot of kids, and she's just incredible. She does amazing with them. And
is she working or is she staying at home with the kids?
That's a good question. People would want to know that. No, she's been staying at home since probably COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So
my wife did the same thing. We have 3, and 3 usually in a conversation is like, wow, you have 3, but nothing holds to 6.
I tell people, and people go, I only had 3, and I go, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I mean, you're outnumbered. It's a lot. It doesn't necessarily get harder. You use the same skills you learned with 3 with 6.
Okay.
I'd say the cheaper by the dozen thing actually holds up a little bit. I mean, it gets a little cheaper the further you go. Obviously, the vehicle question always comes up. We're going, we're expecting another one. What are we going to do now? Yeah. And the house is full, but it's fun. We're having a good time.
Please tell me you live in a bigger house. You're not living in like a 3-bedroom townhouse.
No. We have a single family. Okay. It's 100 and something years old.
Oh, wow.
We bought like an old farmhouse up in Forest Hill. Yeah.
Oh, neat.
But it's got a cornfield out back, and the kids love to watch the tractors come through and take the corn out, and they hike all over it in the winter, and it's great. They're having a good time. And it's fun.
And you're from a big family.
I have 5 siblings.
You have 5 siblings. And then your wife, is she from a big family as well?
She had 2 siblings. So,
okay.
Yeah, like I said, 3 is a lot.
3 is a lot. Yeah, 3 is a lot. It certainly gets expensive, right?
And, yeah, I guess it does.
And so Northwood Digital, this is your main thing. This is not like, this is your business, this is your livelihood, this is your bread and butter. This is what's supporting the family, you know? Wow.
It's intimidating too sometimes. Like like in anything, there are good seasons and slower seasons. Mm-hmm. In the summer when everybody's on vacation, sales slow down a little bit. But we're building long-term relationships with people, which kind of allows us to get a good recurring revenue base and not have a ton of churn, because again, that's our goal, is to hold the hands of businesses as they grow and grow with them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's what provides for the family. I tell the kids, got to go to work. It's what puts the Christmas presents under the tree. So
right on. Yeah.
Yeah.
My greatest struggle in real estate is the inconsistency. Usually you can look back 3 months from today to figure out like how you're doing right now, right? But there are slow months. To be honest, August and September of this year, it was hard. like the phone wasn't ringing. I'm like, what is happening? And this is my full-time thing, you know?
Yeah.
How do you deal with the emotion and the stress of those down moments? How do you get through it?
I wish I could say with grace and poise, and sometimes it's just me, you know, spouting what I'm thinking at the moment. And honestly, again, I got to give credit to Liz. She's fantastic. She is really good at mindset and mindset shifting. So she'll take, I mean, she's got 6 little ones, and we homeschool the oldest too.
What?
Yes. So it's like 2 full-time jobs she's got running right there.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
And
she's working.
And so on a hard day with the kids, like I'll come in and she looks exhausted, but she's like, this was the best day ever. And she'll say it about everything. We'll get up in the morning and she'll be like, this is going to be the best day ever. She speaks it over the day. She lets it be. And at the end of the day, you kind of look back and go, I would do that day again. You know, she'll use tools all the time with me. Like I'll go, oh man, I'm not sure. It's been slow on sales. It's been slow on meetings or whatever it is. And she'll say, hey, you're going to be 80 one day and look back and you'll wish you had this time back with the kids, with the house, with the small office, whatever it is. It's the growth time. And that's hard when you're in it. I mean, even when you're in a seasonal market and it goes up and down, one day you'll look back and be like, those were the days, you know?
Yeah.
And so if you can do that, take yourself out of it, look in it in the moment and go, it's just one of those days. There'll be good days and bad days, and that's okay. They're all good days.
I have to daily remind myself to reframe the thought around everything to be like, if there were no struggle, there would be no progress.
Yeah.
You know, that to honor that struggle, to honor that feeling of like, you know, where's the next client coming from? And it pushes you and it pushes you. And if you didn't have that, like, you know, how much fun would that be? I don't know. You don't want, I mean, when we do get to 82 years old and we look back, have we created a legacy, and has that legacy been created on pushing through the tough times, or just everything kind of came to me super easy?
Yeah.
That doesn't make for a great story, I don't think.
Well, I mean, I would ask you, you're further in business than I am. You've been at it longer. What changes from the first stage to the second stage? When, like, at first I feel like, you know, you're hustling, running, hungry, trying to feed the business, feed the family. And you're talking about legacy. I hear about it, but it's not what comes to my mind immediately. How I did it matters to me. The values and the lines that I didn't cross matter to me. Yeah. But thinking for the future, thinking what I leave behind, thinking about those things hasn't come into season yet for me. Tell me about that.
I think, man, whose podcast is this? Is this Avery's podcast? What's you flipping the script on me? Son of a gun.
I ask everybody this because I haven't gotten there.
You know, I just turned 50 this year, and I feel as though I think more about the end of life in a kind of a weird, morbid way, but in a way of like truly appreciating every moment, you know, truly appreciating the bad days as much as the good days. Not thinking too far into the future though either, is like a lot of times, and we've talked about this on several podcasts, it's like depression sets in when you think about the bad things of the past. Anxiety, when you focus on too much in the future, there's anxiety of what you want to get, what you want to have. But there's so much right now here today that I am grateful for. And if I can just get my mind back into that frame, because everything is based on an emotion. Yeah. Your life is based on emotion and feeling and relationships. And to truly honor those, my biggest fear is to get to the end of my life and feel that I didn't appreciate all these times. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And that's the frame that I have to think about all the time and remind myself. And it's, you know, it's not always perfect, you know, but my greatest struggle over the past, say, 5 years has been that up and down, up and down, up and down, and worrying. And every single time, and my wife tells me this all the time, it works out. It works out. We had a phenomenal end of year. We've had, and I've always said too, it's when you think about people, when you think about legacy, when you think about relationships, everything else seems to fall into place. But I do worry that next time I worry, well, what if this is the time it doesn't come through?
What do you measure the success of a day in is a question somebody asked me recently. And I was kind of floored. I was like, well, did I make a sale? I guess is part of it. I mean, because sometimes you can sit all day long or have conversations all day long, do it for a week and nothing comes of it.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, this is really bad. When in reality, you've planted a lot of seeds. It's going to take a little time and then it's going to come to fruition. But the thing that they suggested to me was, if I was feeling depressed and anxious at the end of a workday, what was I measuring the day in? And they came from the perspective of, you measure the day in faithfulness. You're successful if you were faithful. That means you sat at the desk, you made the calls, you went and had the meetings that you had scheduled, and you were faithful that day. If you did that, you were successful. Now, obviously, there's strategy and vision. But at the end of the day, I feel the most peace when I can sit down and go, was I faithful to do the things I knew I had to do? Yes, to the best of my ability.
Yeah.
Leaves me with a lot of peace.
I love that. Wow. Thank you. That was awesome. That was awesome. I truly believe that a successful day is based on daily habits, daily activity. Are there any non-negotiable must-do for you to be successful at home as well as in your business?
Only one that I can think of.
Okay.
For me, it's prayer. I tell people, I don't know how Jesus would take it. I say, I'm a big Jesus guy. So for me, it's prayer. If I start my day pausing, like you said, gratitude, thinking of a few things I'm thankful for, giving up the results of what I do, because I believe in a God that cares and sees and is actually present and attentive. So I give up the results of what I do and I say, look, it's out of my hands. And even if you're just looking at it from the perspective of like, it'll all work out or the universe has balance, I look at it like, well, God's in control. I'm not in control. And the minute I feel like I'm in control, everything falls apart.
Yeah.
It never lasts.
Right.
So that's it. I gotta take what's in my hands.
Man makes plans and God laughs, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think he's out there to ruin the plans, but I do think that he is. I think he blesses when you can say, nah, it's not in my control.
Yeah.
That helps a lot.
Your wife is taking care of 6 kids at home, homeschooling. What do you guys do to keep a healthy relationship between husband and wife, 2 best friends?
It's got to be communication. Jordan Peterson's like specific on it takes 90 minutes a week to hold a relationship like that in place. I think it's 90 minutes a week.
Okay.
We're not so systemized as that, but Liz is a lot better at systems than I am.
Okay.
And so
does she keep you straight? Does she keep
you
on
does.
track?
She helped us. We built a schedule as we've had more kids. There's no choice in the matter anymore. The time has gotten shorter. The requirements and asks are bigger. So we have set aside time that sometimes we can make and sometimes we can't, where we'll have conversations about budget, conversations about just our marriage, conversations that are just fun. And then you got to have date nights and stuff like that. Even with 6 kids, you got to find some time, even if it's a date night in. But yeah.
7-year-old, you're up, you're babysitting.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You got to be consistent with stuff. With 6 kids, they have to have a bedtime, or else they'll be all up, all spread out through the night and up in the early morning, because everyone has a different kind of personality.
Yeah.
Our kid Jack wants to be up at like 5 in the morning every day. He's like an old man. He just gets up early to see the sun.
He's ready to roll.
Yeah.
Oh my lordy. I just remember bedtime with 2 girls because there's a 6-year difference between my middle and my youngest. And bedtime was just like the worst. I can't imagine. It's almost like crabs in a bucket, probably getting 6 kids to bed, and like you put one in, and then you go to get the other one, and that one's crawling out.
That's exactly how I describe it. But yeah, I thought it was the worst for a while. When I'm in a bad mindset, I'm like, bedtime's going to be a 40-minute routine. And what we've started doing is starting bedtime earlier, because you find that all the thoughts of the day are in kids' minds at the end of the day. And they'll go to bed with them, and they'll stay up later if they don't process some of that. I mean, it's the same with adults.
Yeah.
But with kids, we'll spend more time, take longer in bedtime, and they'll have time to talk and process. Liz is so much more patient than I am because I'm tired.
Yeah.
But they'll say things. I mean, my one kid, he's 4, the other day, asked me how you fix a broken heart. And I was like, I don't know. He must have listened to some song. I don't know. But it was such an interesting question. And those questions and those times come at the end of the day a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and to truly take that time instead of being frustrated or tired and like, go away, is to actually sit down and honor those moments.
Yeah.
Is probably what holds the family, part of what holds the family together.
Yeah, I have a goal, even I've stated it in the business. I want to be there for bedtime 5 out of 7 nights or more if I can.
Yeah.
Because those are the moments. Those are the times where the kid wants to tell you, oh, by the way, I fell down today and it hurt. And to them that matters. It matters a lot. It's a big deal. And so I'm going to be there for those.
Do you look at them and be like, what's your name again?
No, but I would call the new baby the new kid sometimes.
The new kid? Yeah. Hey, new kid, come here. 3 months old.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So when's number 7 on the way?
Not, like I said, I expect that we will, but we don't have any plans. We never set out to have this many kids. We both knew we wanted a bigger family, but we didn't have any goals in mind.
Okay.
It goes back to the God thing. I was really anxious when we had our first couple of kids, really anxious.
Yeah.
And I was able to only let go of that as I personally was able to say, you know what? If we have more kids, we have more kids. If we don't, we don't. I would get stressed going, oh, we have another kid coming. What am I going to do? But now it's more of a celebration. And we find out we have a kid on the way and we're just excited. And so to enjoy life, sometimes you got to let go of some control. And that's where we are.
Take it as you will, right?
Yeah.
If people want to reach out to you, I mean, you dumped a lot of great information on marketing, branding, and all that stuff, web design. If somebody wants a consultation, how can people connect with you?
That's a great question. We are at anorthwood.com. There's big yellow booking links all over the place. You can book a free 15-minute, 30-minute consultation with us. We won't have conversations. If you book that, we could do it over the phone, or we could come and get a coffee and we could just sit down and talk about what people are dealing with.
Yeah.
So again, anorthwood.com. It's the best way to get a hold of us.
Yeah.
Call us, text us, whatever. The number's on there.
Yeah. I can attest to the fact that through all the networking of meetings that we've been in, and we've had some side conversations too, talking about the podcast and different ideas with that, you're a true man of character. You've got great intention. Your heart's in the right place. You're a good man. You're probably a great father and husband. I'm sure we'll have to ask your wife about that one.
Yeah, I pay her well. She'd say I was great.
Right.
Yeah.
And I like your methodical plan of just having all these children so that one day you can just sit back and reap the benefits of retirement, you know, and the kids will go out and do the works. And
yeah, I mean, we've lost that with the loss of the agricultural concept.
Right.
I mean, the ROI on these bad boys is insane. I mean, you get them to about 20, they should be able to bring in a good income.
Turning it in from an expense to an investment. I love it.
I mean, jokes aside, though, people go, oh, you can't have that many kids. I want to, how do you pay for college? And how do you have a house big enough? And I mean, to me, I look at it and I'm like, I loved sharing a bedroom with my brothers when I was a kid. I mean, they don't need to have their own bedroom. People get these concepts in their mind. They're like, I talk to young guys and they're like, I don't think I could do that. I can't afford it all. I'm like, let them, a couple of kids in a bedroom is great for them. They learn sharing and personal property rights and all kinds of stuff. And the fact that if you mess with somebody while you're sleeping, they can pay you back.
You're going to get beat down.
Yeah, there's that. And then there's, it's also a concept that I like to shoot down for people is I don't think every kid needs to go to college. You don't have to have 80 grand per kid per college or whatever, more. If they're showing aptitude, then you help them work towards that. And then you support them however you can. I mean, if you got to take on debt to get them there, great.
Yeah.
But I don't think all my kids' personalities are, I need to go sit through classes in college. Some of them are going to get into trades. Some of them are going to build a business. Some of them are going to be fantastic at management. But you don't have to have a college degree for everything you do. And some of them are probably going to be lawyers and doctors. They're smarter than me.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tell people it's not as expensive as you think it has to be. It's just these concepts of how do I take that many kids to Disney? Well, maybe you don't. Maybe we're beach people. I don't know.
Yeah.
So you figure it out. It's a lifestyle.
The most important thing is that you're together, you know?
It is. And I wouldn't trade a single one of them.
Not one.
Not one.
Man.
I would sell them, but I would never trade them.
Never trade.
No, this is business, baby.
That's awesome. Are you big on social media?
We have a presence on Facebook, but no, we don't actually do a ton for social media. We're business to business, and I find that the best thing is relationships. That's why you see us in a lot of networking groups, and we're big on Google because people looking for those terms and services, we want to pop up there.
Yeah. Well, check out their website. Check them out on Facebook. Avery Northwood, this has been a pleasure, man.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I thought this would be a pretty awesome interview, but you far surpassed that.
Oh, fantastic.
Amazing.
I'd love to come back sometime and we just talk. This is fun.
Yeah, dude, definitely. Look, please follow Avery. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram at The Markland Advantage. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can listen to this in the car on Apple and Spotify, or if you are listening to this podcast, you can watch it and see how good looking Avery is at The Markland Advantage on YouTube. So search TMA Connection, subscribe where you get your knowledge, and help us out, help us grow. Avery, this has been awesome, man. I thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, folks, live your life to the fullest, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Did you like this episode of the TMA Connection? Well, you might want to check this one out right here. Go ahead, click it.